All right, so let's begin by making a new project. Maybe we'll do some cool new lighting stuff or shaders in this project, but we're really going to be making an RPG. So go ahead and name it 2D URP. And then for your project name, if you have a cool idea or name for your RPG, you can enter it. For me, it's just going to be RPG Land. That is like the code name for my project. And I'm going to use Unity version control, and I'm going to go ahead and hit create project. So now that we have our project created, let's go ahead and change out our layout. So generally you want to do layout 2 by 3, and then I want to take my project tab and drop it below my hierarchy. Now what I'm going to do here is also, we're going to change up our layout a little bit more now because we're creating an RPG. And in the last tutorials when we created the platformer, that was just kind of getting us into thinking about creating a game loop and some basic concepts of programming. In this one, we want to dive a little bit deeper into object-oriented programming. So we also want to dive deeper into 2D tools. So we want to learn a little bit more about the art side as well as the coding side. So we're going to go to Window here. And what we're going to do is we're also going to add two more other windows, the animation component. I'm going to dock this down here because we're going to be doing some animation. And then we're going to do the animator component, and we're going to dock this below. Don't worry if you don't know what these tabs are. We're going to get into it later. And for the building of our level, we want to go to 2D, and we want to add our tile palette. This is going to be pretty cool. Now, let's make sure that a couple packages came in. So we're going to go to Window, and we're going to go to Package Manager here. And we want to say change it from Packages and Project to Unity Registry. Now, we're going to be doing some advanced features like using Unity's input system, as well as Cinemachine for the camera. So last time we wrote a script, and the camera that sort of controlled the way the camera moved. And this we're going to be using a much more advanced system. So go ahead and select Cinemachine here and hit install. All right, and once that's installed, we also want to go to input system here, and this is what's going to give us using Unity's new input system. And we're going to go ahead and install on that as well. So once you install your input system, you're going to get this warning. Go ahead and hit yes, and this is going to restart the editor. So now that our editor has reset and essentially told Unity that we want to use our new input system, let's go to edit, and then we want to go to project settings here, and then we want to go to player, and then we want to make sure under other settings that our input system is set to both. Let's see if I can find that. Oh, it's here under. So if you scroll down and you look for configuration, just saw it a moment. Here's configuration, active input handling. You want to do both. This is the input manager. This is what we used last time to script. And then this is the new input system package, which is nice because it helps us to map it. And if you remember last time when we went to, let's see, input manager here, they had all of this is the old input manager where we had all this stuff. We used horizontal and vertical as keywords when we're scripting. Now we're going to be using something a little bit different where we're actually going to be use a UI to create the up and down movement. We'll get into that stuff later. For right now, it's probably all word salad to you. So let's go ahead and close this out. Now, what we're going to need is some artwork to essentially to build out our game. So let's go ahead and go to Window and then go to Asset Store here. Now this is going to have this pop-up. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on Always Open in Browser for Menu, and I'm going to hit Search Online. All right, so this is Unity's Asset Store. If you're not familiar with it, you can see here that they have all of these different, essentially, tools and things like that to you can download, as well as 2D and 3D assets and artwork and code and all this good stuff. So also make sure that you're signed in by clicking in the corner here and signing into your Unity project. That's what's going to create the connection between the asset store as well as our Unity, essentially our Unity project. So let's go in here and just type in 2D and then assets. And you'll see down here that we have a bunch of assets here. What I'm looking for is only free assets. And I'm looking for something that's going to be more like an RPG thing. Like you can see here's Undead Survivor assets. There's a bunch of free ones that you can select. I would suggest just for this tutorial, unless you find something that's truly amazing, just do the same one that we pick. So you can see here's 2D pixel art platform. Another thing you can do is you can actually, once you have this stuff in place, you can just kind of draw over it. And I'm going to be providing you more and more assets as we go. And what's nice about these is they give you a good starting point, right? Like you can see here's a checkbox, here's some health pickups, here's a couple characters. You know, let's see if these even have animations. There's probably other assets. Let's take a look. Let's go back and maybe we'll just go ahead and use that one for now. But there's some really expansive sets where I think we could probably do 2D RPG assets and see what comes up. I mean, just so many top-down adventure assets. Let's see what's in here. I mean, this isn't bad either. I kind of like the other one a little bit more. So just kind of like you're looking for things like this. Let's look at one more set on here. And I'm going to go ahead and create some artwork too for free and just supply it to you guys. Like probably building houses and things like that, which would be helpful. For now, let's go ahead and take a look at this last one here and see what they give you. If you like this art style, like I said, you can go ahead and use it or just paint over it and create your own work. But we're going to be making our own, we're going to be coding our own dialogue system and everything in this tutorial, which is pretty great. All right, let's kind of wrap up this video. It's getting a little long. We're at 6 minutes. And let's see if we can find that. Let's see. I mean, just so many. You could probably combine assets too. Anyway, let's do 2D assets and see what comes up. And just for fun, let's go ahead and select this one. Here's some basic room assets if you need it. So again, you can combine assets. And then how you get it in is you hit add to my assets here. And then you accept. And then it says add to my assets and you hit open in Unity. And you go ahead and hit open Unity editor. And then it should pop up your package manager with Undead Survivor assets. Go ahead and hit download. Let's move this off to the side so you should start to see things pop up inside your assets folder. Let's go ahead and hit import. You can see here's the different assets, and you can see here's some great audio files that come with it, or animation files that come with it, and some great audio files below it. So let's go ahead and import. And again, these are free to use, and go ahead and read the thing. It says commercial projects. In addition, of course, you're free to use it for personal study, homework, and commercial project, which is fantastic. And you can see here's Undead Survivor. So let's expand that. And yeah, well, don't worry. Throughout the tutorial, we're going to get into scripting all that. Let's go ahead and close the asset tab here. One last thing I want to do in this tutorial is up at the top here, which is 2x3. Go ahead and hit save layout, and then type in your name. My nickname growing up was Exo, so I'm going to hit save there. And yeah, that's it. That's it for this tutorial. And the next one, we're going to create the next block of videos is just going to be all about player movement.